Anything else you want to cover before we get rolling into it?
Nope.
Nice.
No, I think we're getting closer to 300 subs, so
Yes.
people are helping us out, so thank you for that.
We appreciate every single subscription. Thank you all so much. It's growing every day. It's fun. I like to see even a little bit here and there. It's fun. It's all part of it.
So what we decided to do today was kind of reach out a little further beyond the norm of our regular programming, so to speak. And I've heard her do a couple shows on Spaces before, but I always catch them at the weird time, so I never catch the whole thing. So I had asked her to come on, and it's Dr. Gina Possin is our guest tonight.
PhD. You gotta throw that out. I feel like you gotta throw that out there. Hey, you've earned that. My mom has one in education, and she's been retired for like 6 years, and we still like, nope, it's always doctor. You got a doctor and a PhD, sharing that stuff.
It took me a long time, so thank you.
Right. Exactly. I can remember the work and like was it the dissertation she had doing all that? I'm like, no, you've earned that. You'd be proud of that.
Yeah, that dissertation gave me some mental issues, I think, for a while.
Yeah. No, I 100% can imagine. No, I'm excited for this. We want to talk about your expertise in psychology, right?
Yes. So first off, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be fun. Please don't let that doctor or PhD be intimidating by any means. I heard your show last week, and I'm a huge wrestling fan, a huge football fan. I spent all day today watching football, so now I have to switch my brain back to wrestling. I was really excited about the Packer game, so originally I'm from Wisconsin, but now I live in Florida. So
that's my in-laws are from Wisconsin, and we had breakfast with them today. So no.
Oh, excellent.
We had breakfast because he had to go watch the football game in the afternoon.
Yeah. So there's priorities, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And we knew it.
Yeah. In Wisconsin, we used to schedule weddings around the Packer game.
Yep.
My team's playing now.
Oh wow. I didn't realize that.
I'm Buffalo. Buffalo's playing tonight, so I'm kind of got the game on in the background. So
yeah, I do too. So it's all right.
That's good. So I figured
it's muted, but it's on.
What I figured we'd do, Dr. Gina, is we would take as much time as you need to introduce yourself to our crowd, like give us a background on yourself and stuff like that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. So it's a little bit interesting. So I'm sure people are like, how do you do this with wrestling? But I'll get there. So I have a PhD in general psychology with an emphasis in industrial organizational psychology. And that's a mouthful, and people usually glaze over when I say that. It's workplace psychology. So what we do is we make workplaces better, basically. It's not abnormal. We don't like give counseling to employees. That's not what we do. We make workplaces better for people. Like, we understand how to hire people, how to design jobs, how to motivate leadership to do the right thing, I guess I would say. How to maybe do like change management initiatives better, how to work with them for strategic planning initiatives, and do that all like workforce planning, all to align everything to the goals and mission of the organization, but also to do it in a way that, uses data to back everything up. So it really, if what you would do, I think the best way to kind of explain this is if you were to take a psychology degree, a business degree, an HR degree, and I already said psychology. Which one am I missing here?
You get so many.
And a statistics degree. If you mash all of those together, that's really kind of like an IO psych degree. Okay. So that's that emphasis part of my PhD, but I have a master's in IO psychology as well. So I did my bachelor's in psychology, master's in IO psychology, and then the PhD was in general psych with an emphasis in IO psych. So I kind of run the gamut of understanding psychology as a whole. I have a understanding of some of the abnormal psych. So I do kind of we're going to talk a little bit about Bailey in a little bit. So I do have an understanding, but as far as like clinical diagnosis, no, I can't do that. I'm not licensed. I'm not anything like that, but I do have somewhat of an understanding of that realm. But my my home is really in that workplace psychology. So what's fun, I think, and then the other thing is with an IO psych degree is you do have like an advanced understanding of social psychology, how people just kind of function in society, in societal relationships, things like that. And one of the major things with that is identity. And so when, one of the other things I'm going to talk about a lot with wrestling fans is the identity portion. When I did my dissertation, I did that on like adolescents who were involved in team sports and how that affected whether or not they were more or less committed to their organizations in adulthood. So like whether or not they were more loyal is basically what that came down to. And what that comes down to is if they identify early on with a group, does that mean that later on they're going to identify more with the group that they're with?
Interesting.
In an organization? And that did come out as yes, they do.
I would think
so. Yep. Yeah. It was really cool to learn. And because there's, I think, special things that come with being in a sports team that you just kind of learn that, and especially in adolescence. So another thing one of my bigger expertise levels, I would say, is with human development. And so I'm really fascinated by it. I've dug a lot into it and just understanding how people develop throughout their lifespan. Another little fun fact about me, I'm a professor. So I'm an associate professor of psychology. I've taught for 10 years. I also direct an IO psychology master's program. So I've taught a ton of human development classes. What was that? I'm sorry.
So you definitely got it covered.
Yeah. So I kind of run the gamut of this like background, I guess we would say. And then I really have an interest in sports as well.
That's awesome.
And how that kind of ties into, like how that affects a person's, like their behaviors, I would say, in the workplace as one thing, but other areas of life as well.
Sure.
And since sports can be a workplace, I like to delve into how that kind of connects. So, being a wrestling fan, I was like, wouldn't it be fun as a little side hobby of if I started doing, something with this? And it started off with, I'd really like to work on maybe doing some kind of a book, of like, the psychology behind wrestling fans. And I don't know where it just started to kind of like my posts started to kind of grow and everything. And then I started doing some spaces. So, it's just kind of blown up. And my plan is to go into the other sports as well. Start doing things with football, start doing things with hockey. I'm a big Tampa Bay Lightning fan. That I was going to say some people don't like that, but I do live in Tampa. So
hey, you got to support your team. I get it.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's all in my wheelhouse of stuff that I kind of grew up around. I mean, my father was a high school soccer coach here in Arizona, a very successful one. When he passed away in 2008, one of the Arizona Republic labeled him as like the godfather of Arizona high school soccer, but he was also a psychology teacher at the school. So this is all stuff that I'm just like, and a lot of that stuff, like what his biggest goal was, like the team was very successful. He won 18 region championships and 6 state titles. But, when he retired, it was more important about who the men became to be more than, winning games. Winning games is a part of it, but that was all to make them better people and stuff. And, I know a few of them still that I'm in contact with today. Like there's like 6 or 7 of them that are now high school soccer coaches themselves. And
that's awesome.
So it's one of the, when you say that stuff, it really does. I was glad that you said that it does correlate, because if you didn't, I was going to be like, oh.
Nope, it does.
Really
it absolutely does. Yeah. There's a lot of connections there for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
so Dr. Gina, I'm curious, how'd you become such a big sport? You grew up in Wisconsin, right?
I did. My dad was a baseball coach.
Okay. I was wondering how you were getting into this realm. So take it from here and we'll see how you do that.
Yeah, my dad was a baseball coach. I used to sit and do the books for him. So I think that started it right from
That
right
probably
from the
helped with your
get-go.
statistics too. That probably is just
Yeah,
part
it
of it all
probably
right
did.
there.
Yeah.
Right? It's just it's an easy, especially that early on in the connection to
I
it.
never
Yeah.
made that connection, but yeah.
Ah, nice. This is what I do. I'm here. It's what I'm here
Oh,
for.
that's
Yeah,
funny.
need the
Yeah.
scorebook. Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
Yeah.
sense.
because and then that
Yeah.
would just
All
be
the
something that would be
stats.
part of
Yeah.
it. Yeah, no,
Yep.
it's something, and then you connect it to and then anything you do like that, you can connect with your parents. Like that's why people laugh at me because I live in Phoenix, so I'm mostly in Pacific time, and like my favorite thing to watch is English soccer, but usually the games are on at like 6, 7 in the morning, and I'll wake up for them where I can, and people think it's crazy, but for me, it's a big tie to my dad. Like we went to the World Cup in 1998 together, and it's a thing that I have to that because it's important to me. So to be able to tie that stuff back to that early memories with your dad is just something that obviously has been important to your life. And that's awesome to hear.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like baseball too. I grew up a Brewers fan. So, and they're doing great right now. But yeah, I don't know that I can make the same connections I think that I can.
Right.
Maybe someday I can. Right now, the three that I'm planning on focusing on are the three I mentioned. But, yeah, so that's, you're catching me at the start of something that I'm planning right now.
Yeah, it's
So
cool. That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
It
So
works out.
I know
We're new
we
at this
talked.
too, so it works out.
Yeah,